Hello, and welcome to Lucas Oil Stadium. I am Joel A. Erickson. This is Nate Atkins, Colts Insiders for the Indy Star. The second preseason game is over. The Packers won. There was a catch. They ruled it not a catch. Who cares? It's a preseason game. The result doesn't matter. What does matter is we have gray smoke transitioning to white at the quarterback position. It's almost there. Shane Steichen says he pretty much knows where he wants to go.
Yeah, he said he'd like to make the decision shortly, and it makes sense why. Not only are we into the last week of the preseason, but teams don't like to play their guys in that final preseason game, and this team's got a million injuries right now. It just doesn't make sense to play those starters or to risk your quarterbacks behind the backups. So they needed resolution coming out of this week. I think it sounds like they have it. I tend to think they're going with Anthony Richardson because I think he showed enough today, and I don't think that Daniel Jones has shown enough throughout this camp to take it from him when he's the quarterback they drafted, bet everything on, has the upside. But we'll find out. We'll see. There's things behind the scenes we don't know, of course, and so everybody's ready, them included, for this thing to finally have some resolution.
Yeah, they held this open competition. Realistically, I don't necessarily know that they got any giant separation between the two. They probably shouldn't have expected that, if we're being honest. Jones' skill set kind of plays well in a practice setting because of the completion percentage. In these games, I think you've seen a little bit more of the mishap, that kind of thing from his game. It's not necessarily inspiring, but it wasn't inspiring to be in an open competition scenario in the first place. So It's good news that they're going to have a quarterback soon. Everyone can move forward and they can start preparing for the season opener. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Obviously, they're likely to need both of these guys this year. If it's Anthony Richardson starting, you hope he can stay on the field, but that's something he has to prove. His history suggests otherwise. That's why both guys can be mobile quarterbacks. Both guys are enough to step in at least as a backup level and be competent. So just like last year and really the year before, they're preparing now to be able to play multiple quarterbacks. So it's not always who's going to start. It's who's going to be out there, and that's a lot of stuff we have to watch to find out.
Shane Steichen didn't give a timetable, but he said he's close. Close with Shane kind of means he's probably very, very close. So keep your eyes tuned to Indy Star. We'll have the announcement and everything else that comes after it. For the Indy Star, I'm Joel A. Erickson. This is Nate Atkins.
Just leaving the game, what happened? What'd you feel? What'd you see?
Just some injury stuff. I mean, obviously talked to medical staff about that, but gonna get a scan and all that and check it out later.
Braden, what was your overall assessment of how the offense performed in the first half?
Have to go back and look at the film, but I mean, I thought we were moving the ball pretty well, so it was very promising.
Are you getting to see some consistency built from both Daniel and Anthony?
Yeah, I definitely think, I think the competition's been good. I mean, both guys are performing really well, and, that's helps our team, so grateful for that.
There were a lot of offensive penalties today. How do you clean that up with 1 week left of the preseason?
I mean, it's just like honing in on the fundamentals, just cleaning up little things here and there. I mean, a lot of things are avoidable, so we'll just look at the film and, just be more disciplined in certain things, certain areas.
How do you
Preseason's been particularly tough. The preseason last year, just what was it like seeing Blake go through what he had to go through?
Yeah, I mean, that's heartbreaking, just like seeing guy, especially just watching Blake every day just work, and he's such a great human being, and you don't ever want to see anything like that happen to anybody, and, we all love Blake, and, we'll be praying for him and just doing whatever we can for him. But, I mean, obviously just hate that just in general for anybody.
Other guys on the offensive line coming in, what did you think of their performance today?
Again, that's something you kind of got to look at the film, and, you never know, but I thought everyone performed pretty well.
What's it been like kind of just having Daniel and Anthony rotating with certain offensive line things that you have up front? Is there anything subconsciously that you have to do differently when either of them take on the center?
I mean, at the end of the day, the task is still the same. We still got to go out there and block guys. I mean, over the years we've had multiple quarterbacks going through, so it's kind of the same thing. Like we have a job to do, and you can't really, as offensive line, you don't really adjust to the quarterback back there. I mean, the job's still the same regardless.
Daniel was saying during this week that it's natural to kind of think of like when's the decision going to be made? Is it kind of the same notion with you guys up front when you want to eventually have a starter name for you guys?
Right now, we're just focused on playing good as an offensive line and just doing what we can to help the team.
Already saying it counts in my book. I think everyone is going to say that was the most exciting play of the day. Give me your vantage point of the connection there with Jason Bean for the should have been a touchdown.
Honestly, I would say we ran that play probably like 2 plays before that, so I kind of seen the type of defense they was running, and I felt like I kind of took a little too long on the first one. So on the second time, last go around, I just tried to hurry it up pretty much, and then as soon as I did, it was actually correct that I did that. So I just tried to make a play for the game, honestly.
It seemed like everyone was eager to celebrate you. Everyone had conviction. Coach Steichen was out there arguing in your favor. Just that moment of having everyone out there eager to celebrate you after everything you've battled through the last 2 years.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you, it was so much emotion going through my body at that moment, so I kind of blacked out a little bit. So I don't know who did what. But, just after, going through a long, dark time for 2 years, honestly, that even though it didn't count, that was still special for me. A big confidence booster, just, getting back out there and kind of getting it back going. So, no matter the outcome, I was still happy that I was at least able to make a play for the game, honestly.
What momentum does this give you just to carry forward? You mentioned just the confidence that it builds.
Just been out for so long that sometimes it's a struggle to kind of get it going. Even though you might be doing good, it's not my standard of what I'm used to or what I want to be at. So, it's just helping me get back to my standard and even past that, honestly.
With what you were able to do, on that play in particular and just, in this game, what more do you want to be able to show?
Everything, blocking, being a pass catcher, just being able to do whatever I can at any moment that I can to contribute to the team, honestly.
So although it doesn't count, you hope that just reinforces the trust that Shane and the rest of the offense has in you?
Honestly, yes. That's one big thing that, when it comes down to it, who can they call on or whatever, anything like that. And, just being able to demonstrate that I can be that guy, just before the season or whatever, it just helps me out. And, I just want to display that, honestly.
Best you could hear, what was the explanation you overheard maybe from the officials?
Honestly, I don't know. Like I said, I kind of blacked out. I was just, happy at the moment, just being so long that I've been out. So, tomorrow we'll see. I'm going to ask some more questions, see kind of what was going on. But, yeah, I would say that.
Out there playing with so many different people, really the whole point of preseason, go out there and get better. And even for the other, every person out there is really trying to audition for, a job here or a job somewhere else. So that's really the whole goal of preseason, is to come out here and figure out the things, the little small details, so everything is firing when it comes out to the regular season.
And I think we kind of noticed today too, Lamont, I know he just joined the roster. I know he's kind of been back and forth with the team over the last few years, but he just joined the team 2 weeks ago. He made an impact out there. What did you see from him?
Yeah, he had a splash play in every PBUs. It should have been an interception, a sack. He's everywhere, but his preparation and the way that he operates, I don't know how many years he's been in the league, but it seems like he's been in for a while. Just the way that he, pays attention to detail, and he's out there communicating, and just it was no surprise for me when he came out here and had a really good game.
Do you think you guys are in a good spot defensively at this point after 2 weeks and 3
For sure. Yeah, I love where we are as a defense, especially in these joint practices, being able to get work against other teams and see where we really stack up. Because it's one thing to go against our own team that we see every single day, but to go out in a joint practice against the Ravens and go against Green Bay, 2 really good playoff teams, it's been fun to be able to go against them. And I think just the way our training camp was set up, it set us up really well to where now, even though it's our first year in the scheme, it feels like we've been in it for a while, and I think the chemistry is there too.
What's your biggest takeaway from today's game?
That there's a lot of things to get better at, win or loss. Even if we won that game, and I agree, I think that it was a touchdown personally. But even if he did catch it, there's still ways to get better, and that's one thing. Like I was mentioned earlier, like preseason, the biggest thing you have to do is figure out how to get better every single game, every single practice, because technically we're still in training camp, so there's a lot more growth to happen, a lot of more things that we can do leading up to week 1.
What's the number one thing you need to get better as a defense?
I think everybody being on the same page at all time, no matter who's in there. So that's one thing about preseason. You're playing with so many different people, so everybody needs to be able to communicate as if we've been able to talk the whole time. Because if everybody's communicating, knows your job, there's really not going to be any leak in really any small mistakes going on because everybody's doing their 1 out of 11.
Goody had an elbow, Jonathan Edwards with concussion there, and then Jacob Phillips had a bicep. Overall game, I thought the guys battled their tails off, for 4 quarters. Obviously, just talked about it there at the end, just a disappointing finish there, how it all ended. That was a great catch.
Bernie not playing today. Was that something in the joint?
Joint practice, yeah, he had an ankle. Yeah. Yeah, we're just holding Zaire. We're just holding him.
Just before the quarterback, the offensive line, is it kind of beat up, or you feel like
I think we'll be good. By the time the season starts, I think our guys will be in good shape. Yeah.
Is there any position where, like, is cornerback, is that the same thing? Or?
Yeah, we're working through that. Obviously, we got some injuries there that we got to figure out there for sure.
Aaron was able to play more than 6 snaps today, obviously.
Yeah.
What do you think of his performance out there?
I thought he did a nice job. He had that one really good drive there. I thought he did some good things. I think he finished 6 or 11. Some things to clean up as well, but I thought he made some good plays out there.
What did it count? What did you think of the pass to Anthony Gould?
It was a great throw, and it was a great catch by Anthony. I mean, it was phenomenal over the shoulder. It was a big-time play right there, but obviously got called back.
Part of the evaluation you said was the operation.
Yeah.
Both Daniel and Anthony, even though you're not seeing the ones from the Packers, are you pleased with that part of it as well?
Yeah, I think it's everything, right? The operation, the communication in the huddle, the checks, getting guys on the same page, the consistency of all that obviously is going to play a big factor in this.
Nick Cross and Harwell, are those, if those are serious? They play the same position, obviously.
Yeah, I think they're going to be all right. I think both of them will be all right. Nick's progressing well, and I think Hunter's going to be okay as well.
What did you come into today wanting to see with the quarterback? And is it too soon to say what you saw?
Yeah, I'll go back and look at it, but I think the operation, just getting the completions, moving the ball up and down the field, taking what the defense gives you. I think both of them, did some nice things. I think Daniel finished, 7 of 11, and AR was 6 of 11, and, we didn't turn the ball over there at that position, which was good.
So have you seen enough?
I've seen, obviously, 3 weeks of it, so I'd like to have a decision here shortly.
Do you have any more clarity on your decision now than you did 24 hours ago?
Yeah, I feel pretty clean when I make that decision. And again, when I make this decision, I'm going to do what I feel is best for this football team.
It's preseason, but are you confident, like all the mental mistakes and kind of the easier penalties have been cleaned up before we won?
Yeah, we definitely got to get those cleaned up. We had a few down in the red zone, moving the football down there. That could have been, touchdowns. Those are 4-point plays for us. We had to settle for field goals, so we definitely got to get that cleaned up for sure.
It's one of the tougher calls you've had to make. Is that good?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, you got a quarterback battle. You got 2 first-round draft picks, and when they both came in, I made it very clear that, this is going to be a battle, and they're going to compete for the job. And like I said, I'm going to make the decision that I feel is best for the football team.
Stephen asked you this the other day, and I know you don't want to get into it, but it sounds like in your head you know what you're doing, and you're just not ready to win out.
Well, I'm very close. I'll say that. I'm very close.
You mentioned that Chris and Carly, you guys will kind of collaborate, but will you kind of get together with some of the leaders on the team to get their feedback before, or?
Like all that type of stuff, I'll keep in house, but obviously I'm going to talk to people for sure.
Okay, well, let's say you make a decision. Here we are, hypothetically. Is that guy down to play next week?
I don't know that. I'm not there yet, chap. I'm not there.
Aiden Mitchell had a couple of penalties there, I guess. How do you evaluate the good that he's had throughout the preseason, but also some of those moments where it's not anything physical, it's more than
Yeah, I think it ain't going to always be perfect with any player, but the strides that he's made, from last year to this year, OTAs and training camp have been phenomenal. You know what I mean? We want to eliminate some of those things, and that comes with growth and development. But like I said, I've said this from day one, his separation at the top routes and getting open is second to none. It's phenomenal.
Spencer, field goal, clean day for him overall.
I thought it was real clean. It was awesome to see that field goal there. Was big. Even the kickoffs were nice. I think he did a real nice job. He's settling in real nice.
Daniel missed a big play early, but what do you think of his 2
The
drives?
first one, we missed that big one on 3rd down, but he came back, on those other things, and he was efficient throwing the football. I think he had the one early where it got tipped, where he had Pittman. If that ball doesn't get tipped, probably completion. But I thought he bounced back, found completions, and then hit, Warren for the big one down the boundary. I thought he, had a clean operation.
Are you concerned at all with mounting injuries, like ahead of the season? Do you think there's time to get?
I think there's time. I mean, we got 3 weeks. We got this week, we got another week, and then we got another following week going into Miami week. I think we'll get healed up.
Without the penalty, it wouldn't
Yeah, I'll see it. I think he had to move in the pocket, you know what I mean, to make that play. You know, it was a scramble play, and that's what he saw, and so he hit, you know, Gould on that play.
Getting back to injuries, everybody came out on the field when Blake went down when he got on the
Yeah.
What did you see? Just what did the guys say?
Yeah, I think that guys were just hanging in there, man. It's, and I always say this to the guys, like injuries, we all know it's part of the game and it's a part of their journey. You know what I mean? Everyone at some point that plays enough in this league is going to have an injury. It's the way you attack your rehab and go through it and know that there's a plan for your life in this, you know, in this game.
What did you see from Jalen Travis? He got quite a bit of runs today out there as well.
I've been really pleased with him. A big body tackle, smart football player. He's got great power, great hands at the line of scrimmage. So really pleased with his progression and where he's at. Obviously played a ton today. I thought he did some good things for us. He's been well.
What did you take with him today? How would you assess how went for you?
I thought it went all right. Obviously, that first drive wasn't the cleanest there. A couple things to clean up, but I felt like we got in a rhythm there in the second drive and executed down the field. Obviously, would have liked to score there, get in the end zone, but felt like we had some good momentum there.
As a quarterback, again, the second drive was efficient. You just didn't finish. But when you go back and look, do you take something away from where you missed Warren on the other side? Is that where you think, man, I just got to make that throw?
Yeah, I think you miss someone like that, you definitely go back and say I gotta make the throw for sure. I think that's always the case.
And does that show you what he can do for this offense when your tight end can get down the field like that?
Yeah, I think we've seen that in camp. Throughout these last few weeks, and he can make plays all over the field, down the field or in the middle of the field, wherever he's been making plays. So. Got to put that one on him.
I don't want to say frustrating because it's strange to go out there, like you said, you're trying to get a rhythm, and then you're 2 possessions and you're already done with it for the day. Do you feel like maybe, okay, now I'm ready to go out there and get this thing rolling?
It's a little different. Yeah, I think preseason football always a little bit like that. I think, it's not quite the same as how you'd feel in a game and kind of building that rhythm throughout a game, but. That's what it is, and you got to be ready for it, prepared, and handle your opportunities accordingly.
Shane said that he's close to making a quarterback decision. Obviously, not your decision. What do you think you've shown or put forward to I guess, make a case that
I think just tried to show up every day and improve, grow in my understanding of the offense, and make good decisions consistently. I think that's been something I've always tried to do, and will continue to work on. But I think consistent decision making and throwing the ball accurately. I think that's a huge part of playing the positions. That's something I've tried to do.
Do you feel like you've been able to show the best parts of you these past 3 weeks, or is there maybe more that you got a longer leash you can show you more?
Well, I always think I'm trying to grow and improve and learn, and the more time in the system with these guys, I think I'll continue to do that. So I think I've played well, and had things to clean up for sure. But I think you're always trying to improve, and each week, each practice be better than the one before.
A little bit, yeah. Second quarter went by fast, but felt like I had a smooth rhythm. First drive, second drive. Wish we would have put up more points down there, but felt good just being out there that second quarter, just moving the ball.
What did you see on that play, the deep shot that got called back?
I saw the matchup, press, nickel. He had basically like an inside fade or a go ball, whatever you want to call it, and I liked the matchup. I loved it, so I just took a shot, and he made the play.
Shane said he's very close to making his decision. What do you think over the course of this past month you have shown to make your case?
I really don't know. It really doesn't matter what I think at the end of the day. It's really up to them. I feel like I've been trying to put my best foot forward, trying to grow each and every step of the way. I feel like I've been doing a decent job, and improving. But at the end of the day, I just want to keep improving, and if I do win the job, thank God. If not, I need to keep working.
You look a better quarterback now than last
Yeah, for sure. I feel more relaxed. I feel more confident in my game. Feel more confident in the offense. I feel more confident in my guys and my teammates. So it's exciting what we're able to do out there whenever everything's rolling. And I feel good. I'm confident with everything around me right now, and I'm just excited.
That first drive you had, I think it was like past the 9, 21, whatever. It wasn't like a lot of deep or spectacular throws. How much do you think that part of your game needs to grow or has to grow for you to be the quarterback?
Now, that's been a big emphasis of mine these past few years, not just last year. I've always been able to make the big play. I'm pretty sure anybody can do that when it's right there. But the routine plays, that's really what I struggle with, throughout my career. And I just want to get better at that, because making the routine plays and just moving the ball down the field, that helps you, stay on the field, move the ball, get down in the red zone so you can guarantee some points and secure some points. So I just want to, just get better at that. And when the big plays do come, I'll be able to hit them.
Do you think that 90-yard drive was like an example of that to a degree?
I would like to say yeah, but that's just me just trying to execute within the offense and just do my job. And if guys popping open, I got to get the ball to them.
You are so dialed in on the routine stuff. Are you always confident that, like, if the deep pass is there, you're going to be able to hit it, or does it make you feel any way once you do connect with one like with Gould? Do you feel gain confidence in seeing it come back to you?
Before, it would kind of like play with my mind a little bit. I would say I would feel more comfortable before in the past, but now it's just, it's just routine now. If I miss, I miss. If I hit it, I hit it. I can't think about it too much, because if I do that, then it's going to impact the next play, and I can't let that happen. So the big ones, they're there. I feel like I can hit those anytime. The small, short ones, the routine plays, so to speak, I feel like I hit those now anytime that I need to. So I'm just confident in my play style right now, and I'm just ready to get to it.
For some bad quarterbacks, the preseason is kind of an afterthought. They know what they're going to do when it gets going for real. But for you and your development, how valuable is each and every rep like today? Like you said, you're starting to see things better. You can see that productivity just rolling real.
These type of games, some people may not take them as serious, but I just try to get ready as if it's an in-season game. It's very important to get my routine down pat. It's very important to go out there and get a feel of the game and understand what's going to happen when things don't go the right way. But I feel like I've been doing a decent job, and being out there in the second quarter, making the routine plays and just being out there moving the ball, managing the game. I feel good about that, but just trying to keep going and keep improving.
Anthony, are you kind of ready for this to be over to some extent? There's got to be some human element to this, right? Having to wait for a decision.
I would say yeah, but to be real, I haven't really even been thinking about it too much. I've just been trying to make sure I'm at the best of my ability. So when week one does pop up and show up, and if I am the guy, if I'm not the guy, I'm ready. Ready for anything that comes to me. They'll make a decision whenever they do. I'm not too worried about it, honestly. I'm just trying to make sure I'm at the best of my ability for the season, not just for training camp or preseason or anything like that.
Last year, you guys played Blues defense in Cincinnati in the preseason, and it's kind of a rough night for everybody. But you face them every day now in practice. Like, how much better are you kind of seeing and digesting that defense this time?
Man, I actually thank God that we have him as the DC now, because he throws you so many different looks in practice, so it kind of forces you to, accelerate your thought process and make certain plays and think about, if this happens, what would I do if he did that? Because Lord knows what he's going to call whenever. And in practice, I've seen some things where it's like, man, I wish I would have did this instead of that on that play with this coverage. And with them helping us do that, it's just making our offense better, and it's made me definitely better as well, because I feel like I'm accelerating throughout my process, understanding the defense and just getting the ball out.
We've seen DJ get when he talks to us, he barely says anything, but I would imagine you see him, you might have a few more thoughts on him.
Man, he's always like that. He barely even talks, but he's a great player, man. He laughs more than he talks, honestly. I say some things to him, he chuckles a little bit, but he's always, he's focused, he's always locked in, and he's a dog for real.